Welcome to Talk to Me. I'm Esther Mills. Our guest today or tonight is Santa Claus, and Santa has returned. He had visited us last year. So Santa, it's good to see you. People have been trying to keep this secret to avoid world panic, but you've been on the missing persons report at every police station on Earth since the end of last year. In fact,
I wanted to have just a year's vacation.
in fact, the elves, Santa, are you sporting a fake beard?
Sure enough, it wouldn't be the first time, you know.
Yeah, but the ones you used to wear in the mall looked so much better.
Well, you know the economy today. You got to cut back somewhere. You wouldn't want me to do it with the toys, would you?
No, I guess not.
And besides that, my beard isn't fake. Get off there. Oh, well, this is fake too, I guess.
Oh, you're such a jokester, Santa. But back to what I was saying,
Yeah.
The elves and the reindeer saw last month's show, so they sent me a poem just for you in case I saw you again.
Yeah.
So it's from the elves. They sent a message to you from the reindeer.
Oh, wow. Can I see it?
Sure.
Oh, wait, no. What, did you say something else there? Oh, here it is. Okay. Santa the reindeer. They are getting old. They'll live forever, but I have been told by Comet and Blitzen and Rudolph the Bold that your weight's getting too hard to handle. And then there's a sled, and there's all of the toys that you deliver to girls and to boys. All of the ones that are good. They bring you such joy, as well as that heavy black coal. For the bad ones, the reindeer, they've asked me this too, to change coal for Bibles so kids have a clue how they should act and just what they should do so that they can get toys the next year. The reindeer aren't selfish, they just want to help. You stay up in the air and not down with the kelp. And Santa, they say that you let out some choice yelps when you get stuck in the chimney, sure enough. And Santa, they know that you never will die. But they're worried, for they say your sugar is high. And when you see a needle, they say that you cry. You don't want to get diabetes. And they went and they bought a fake belly for show, 'cause you often meet people, and people you know think you should be fat, but your fat has to go for all of the reasons we've mentioned. You know, the elves didn't know it, but I got a copy of that poem shortly after I woke up from my nap, the end of last year. And I wrote him back a message, but I didn't send it to them because I didn't want them to find me, because I have been training those elf supervisors for years, and I know they can do the job. But, you know, whenever they run into a problem, they come to me and they, Santa, fix the problem, because I'm there. I figured if I'm gone, they'll learn how to fix them themselves, because they're more than able. And they did a good job from what I understand. They did a wonderful job with one little mistake. You know, that WikiLeaks guy, they took him off the naughty list. That boy, why, he's got to get himself a Bible this year.
Well, Santa, I'd really like to get a scoop for my show.
No, Esther, I won't be running for president in 2010.
No. Now, I was wondering if you could quote us the message that you were going to send back to the elves.
Oh, okay. I think I can do that. In fact, I have it right here. You're right. But if after they told me I should lose the weight, I said, you're right, but if the truth be known, I'll cut back on the cookies. No, I only work one night. I'll cut back on the cookies and try to do what's right. But there is that other guy that I am, the one who eats pizza and candy and jam. He'll have to agree. Do you have a good plan? He's active, but boy, can he eat.
So, well then, Santa, from the looks of you, I guess you'll have to try again next year.
Esther, would you like another scoop?
Sure.
Okay, it's the big one. thing that I didn't even have that thing on my neck. I'm supposed to have a microphone on me, aren't I? All right, for your show. Oh, let's see. I lost the weight, and I got the fake belly. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, I got a knot in the back of the fake belly. Okay.
Wow. How did you trick that guy into losing the weight?
Well, I inspired him more than tricked him. I got a girl to do it.
A girl tricked you into losing weight?
Well, tricked the guy that I play the rest of the year. But sure enough, he's the one that lost the weight, though. He should tell you the story.
Well, let's hear it.
Nels, would you like to join this woman here? Okay.
Oh, hey, Nels. How
Hi,
are ya?
Esther. Oh, it's good. I haven't seen you since the bike ride.
No, it's been a while,
Yeah.
hasn't it? That was a tough bike ride.
Yeah, over the top of High Point, 46 miles, by the way.
Yeah.
This girl can ride a bike, yeah.
So I know Santa, he'd say the same thing, but he'd probably say it with a poem.
Oh, sure enough. You mean you want to know how this girl inspired me to
lose weight.
Yeah, I think Santa's getting that girl a car, by the way. He wanted to get skinny. But I wrote this poem. And, it starts from before, she inspired me. It's called Too Fat to Date.
You were too fat today?
Yeah, I was too fat to date.
Okay.
Yeah. Uncle Nels, he was fat. He was fat for a man. He was fat in the gut, not so much in the can, not so much in the arms, not so much in the legs. It was all in the gut, so reporters soon begged, tell us your story, a virgin, a man. Tell us your story, tell us how you can. Be great with child. It's never been done by a man who was born, not a daughter, but son. What will you call it? Just when is it due? If a boy, is it Bob? If a girl, is it Sue? You've got it all.
So they were saying you look like you were with child?
Yes, they were.
Okay.
That would have been one of those virgin things like the original Christmas. Anyway, where was I? Okay, you've got it all wrong, or to lose it so fast, as by having a baby for your night newscast. It's all due to food, be it candy or cake, be it food that is fried, be it food that is baked, be it food from McDonald's or food from the store, be it food from church suppers or food, have some more. Some said you should lose it. It's bad for your health. There's your fundraising run. It is bad for your wealth. It is bad for your chair. It is bad for your bike. It is bad when you backpack. It's bad when you hike. Others said, no, you are fat as a drum. When you hit your belly, it goes bum, bum, bum. They said, do not do it. Please stop, sit, please pause. December is coming. You are a Santa Claus. I didn't know I could use a fake belly thing. Still others said, lose it. Please do as you're told. At 260, you look very old. At 260, no girls will you trap at that weight, my friend. They can't sit on your lap. In fact, if you're Santa, they'll fall on the floor. The girls who want Barbies, the guys who want more. Your feet could rot off and you never would know. There'd be pain in your ankles, but not in your toes. You might remember and think they should be right there on your feet, but then you couldn't see the time they fell off. Okay, that wouldn't happen. But shoes would be hard, be they laces or strappings. Walmart won't carry what you're looking for. You'll pay the big bucks at the big man's clothes store. I guess you are right, and your reasons are good. The weight, it is ugly, the weight, yes, it should come off, but it's hard because I love the taste of all of the food that is bad for my waist. I must have incentive, I must have a goal to help me look svelte and to not look too old. I'll give you incentive, dear Sarah, she said, 'cause I think you're neat and I don't want you dead. So to save your life and in hopes of some fun, so you can be strong and perhaps have tight buns, I won't tell my dad or he'll get out the gun. But we could go on a date. But it won't be easy. You'll have to lose much. You must be 200 or we'll never touch. Did I say we'd touch? Oh, good, I didn't. But we'll have some fun, oh, for sure. You can be gallant and funny and stuff, and I'll try to be cute and demure. Let's do something athletic or I won't let you eat. Even, because then you'll get fat once again. Because if you get skinny, you must keep it off to live long and prosper, my friend. And I know I'm pretty hot, even with this large knee brace and all, but you'll need more incentive, or when things get tough, you know it's real likely you'll fall. Nicole said I will go out with him too, 'cause he's much too fat and he hasn't a clue. But he'll need more than that. He'll need something new. Hey, how about the New Testament? Some girls won't date him because, well, you know. And if boys want to help him, well, they cannot go, but they'll read the Bible. They'll think it is neat to watch the man suffer and celery eat, and he probably can't do it. It's too much to lose. 1/4 of your weight, why, that's too much to choose. And to do it by summer? No, Sarah, she thought, and I'm going to college just then. If he really tries, he might lose a bunch, but he'll still be 210.
So they were saying you were too fat to date.
Too fat to date, sure enough. Like Mrs. Santa Claus didn't do that in my other life.
So that's what motivated you to start to lose the weight, but how did you actually lose the weight?
Well, that's the main way that I lost the weight. You know, the peer pressure. When you have, 80 kids agreed to read the New Testament if I got down to 200 pounds. So when you have all those people asking you, Nels, well, how much have you lost? How much have you lost? How much have you lost? You figure out some way of doing it.
Okay, so what did you figure out? How did you figure out how to do
All right.
it?
This is what I figured out. A lot of people knew my choice, and they checked out on my quest. And for others then to benefit, I had to do my best. So I quit some yummy things like soda, rice, and sweets. I gave up potatoes and pasta, bread, and treats. Cake and pie, I had to cry. Jello pudding, I could die. Waffles, donuts, why? Oh, why? Well, at least I could eat nuts, and meat, and fruit, and vegetables, and sardines from the sea. And I ate a lot of yogurt and a lot of broccoli, and ruby reds with grapefruit and supplements and such. And after 6 o'clock at night, I don't eat very much. And then there were the crunches. I did them in bunches, and I did the total gym. And I did some things on hunches, like fruit juice, but the pure stuff. And I like honey tea. With eucalyptus oil, it makes me buff healthy. And you need to have a dog and walk him every day. A real lot of miles and run along the way. Drink some cider vinegar. And bike and play and ski. And my friends, you'll lose some weight. Just you wait and see.
So could you explain that in a little bit more detail?
Well, maybe I can explain it through an allegory. When a person becomes a Christian, if they accept Christ as their Savior, this is where the allegory breaks down a little. They instantly become a Christian. I didn't instantly become a skinny guy when I decided to lose the weight. But for them to be a Christian on the outside, for them to mature in their faith, they got to do some things. They got to get rid of the bad stuff. And I had to get rid of the bad stuff. Now, different people do different diets, but the bad stuff that I figured out to do to lose the weight was to get rid of starches from my diet, get rid of rice and potatoes and bread and pasta, get rid of sweets from my diet, anything with the sugar or the, what do you call that sweet corn syrup stuff. When I eliminated all of that from my diet, and that was getting rid of the bad stuff. And then you got to add the good stuff. Like if you had become a Christian, you'd want to read the Bible and pray and go to church.
But adding the good stuff in the diet thing is you want to eat nuts, you want to eat sardines. Not a lot of people like sardines, but they're really good for you. You'll want to eat vegetables, you'll want to eat fruit. Some people think that meat is bad stuff that you should avoid. I didn't think that meat was bad stuff that I should avoid. I just didn't normally eat it, but I had nothing against it. And then I added good stuff to keep me healthy, not just good stuff to lose weight. And sometimes you might think, well, they conflict, but you want to be healthy when you're losing weight. And so, you know, everybody says, drink a lot of water, drink a lot of water. Well, I drank a lot of fruit juice, 100% fruit juice. And, you know, people say, well, there's a lot of natural sugar in that. That won't help you lose weight, but it keeps you healthy. And I didn't avoid honey. I love honey, and it's good for you. And I would add a couple drops of eucalyptus oil into some hot water and some honey, and I drink that every night. I started doing that when I got the flu in December last year, and horrible case of the flu, and I thought, I don't want to pay some doctor money to give me antibiotics. And so I looked up and I Googled natural antibiotics, and I found out that eucalyptus oil and honey are natural antibiotics, and it knocked that flu right out. And it's kept me healthy ever since, and it even got rid of a chronic cough that I had and most of my exercise-induced asthma. Ooh. And so there's a lot of cool stuff.
And what else did you do?
Oh, and I exercised, of course. Yeah, that was one of the main things. I did at least 1,400 crunches every morning. For weight-bearing exercise, I have that thing that Chuck Norris advertised, the Total Gym. And then I would do some aerobic exercise, you know, halfway along the line in my weight loss thing. Somebody was throwing away what do you call it, an elliptical. And so I grabbed that, and I did that along with the dog walking and the running.
So, did you make it?
Oh, yeah, I made it. What's this look like, Esther?
Very nice.
Yep, well, I did it, but it was close near the weigh-in. In fact, I wrote a poem about it. You're probably not too surprised.
No.
Okay. Nels weighed 201.2.
That's what you weighed in at?
That's what I weighed late that morning when I had to weigh in at 200.
So you didn't quite make it.
Well, I had to make it, so I had to figure out a way to get rid of that 1.2 pounds, and this is how it happened.
Okay.
Nels weighed 201.2 somewhere around noon. He would have to lose some weight, and he'd have to lose it soon, because that night was the weigh-in, and it would be a waste. All that yummy food he'd shunned and didn't get to taste. If he'd done 1,400 crunches and done the Total Gym each and every morning if he didn't win. And then there'd be that godly guilt if kids they didn't read that their whole New Testament, because Nels he had to feed. But it was sunny, it was hot. If Nels could sweat, he'd lose a lot. And calories, if burned, would trot right off those big bones. So Nels, he went and made a plan. He would be tough. He'd be a man. He'd told himself, I can lose the weight by 7. Triathlons burned calories. They burn calories galore. And Nels, he knew that he would sweat because he'd run 3 before. He'd bike to the reservation. He'd run up to the top. He'd swim the lake and swim it back and hope he'd not be stopped by some zealous ranger. Then he'd run down the hill. But there was something that he hadn't planned. There was that dreadful spill. Down that dirt and gravel road, 'cause Nels looked at his friend, not at that rock down by his foot that wouldn't break or bend. Nels went flying through the air, and his face and chest and hands met that dirt and graveled road. That was not as planned! Nels yelled out, well, not those words, but he screamed some ghastly yelp, which must have scared that couple off that didn't stop to help. Pablo said, you look okay, except for dirt and blood. Get up and run on down the hill. Suck it up there, bud. Nels said, I'll wash up in this stream. I'm in a lot of pain. Pablo said, okay, but hurry up. You don't look very lame. No one had ever said that. I didn't look lame. A funny little thing in a poem that some people miss. No one had ever said that. So Nels sucked it up and ran. And at the bottom, he went to the John for that big gash in his hand. You can still see it. It was good that he had riding gloves and Band-Aids with his bike. They got him home with that there gash, though it was quite a hike. 198.4 was what the scale, it said. So Nels would have made it even if he hadn't bled. But he did, and it's the case. In weight loss, there's no buffer. When you win a weight loss bet, you're gonna have to suffer.
Well, congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you.
So did you go on the date?
Sure enough, I went on a date. You know, I
You had
now,
two girls.
yeah,
You went
two
on
girls.
a date with
Yeah,
two girls.
yeah. Well, I one at a time, but anyway.
Wait, you went on two separate
Yeah,
dates, or
yeah,
you went
yeah.
on one date with two girls?
Two separate dates, you know,
Okay.
each with one girl. But, you know, I mean, this girl was 18 and I'm not, so I didn't figure there was a whole lot of romance that was going to develop on this date. But I thought it could be pretty fun. So we went rafting down the Delaware. I have my own rafts, and so I brought her along, and all the people had read the New Testament by then, and her boyfriend, which is only the second time I ever took somebody's boyfriend on a date with me.
Girlfriend's on a date with you.
No,
Oh.
one other time, but you know that's a whole
Oh,
nother story.
you brought her and her boyfriend
Yeah.
on a date with you. Oh.
But, anyway, he was strong and he could paddle well and lift up the raft.
He was good to have along.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And the second date, we went apple picking, and that was a date with
And
Nicole.
how old was she?
Nicole was 23, you know, so I still didn't think there'd be a whole lot of, you know, chance for romance. So we went apple picking along with some people who read the New Testament, and Sarah liked the first date so much that she came on a second date as well.
So she went apple picking too.
Yeah, she did.
So what lessons did you learn from this process?
Well, there's a lot of different lessons. I learned a lot of weight loss lessons. I learned that lesson with the honey and the eucalyptus oil. I really think that works. You never get sick again. At least I haven't gotten sick again. And you learn a lesson that sometimes it's good to interrupt somebody's life. You see, I had this life, and the life wasn't as good as it could have been, you know, the fat life. And and I knew I needed help, but, you know, I just needed somebody to, you know, give me some incentive. So Sarah came, and she interrupted my life. And she took a chance of insulting me, because she came up to me, and she said, "Nels, you're too fat."
Right, and you're not supposed to say that to people.
Yeah, most people don't think that you should say that to people. But anyway, she interrupted my life, and really good things happened to it. And
So were you hurt by that?
no, I wasn't hurt by that. You know, I was inspired by that. You know, because she also provided a way to change it. She wasn't just saying, "You're fat, and you'll always be fat." You know, she was saying, "You're fat, and I want to help you get skinny, so I'm going to go out on a date with you if you lose all that weight." And so, you know, I do Christian youth work, and, you know, I think it teaches a lesson in Christianity, too. Because, you know, in order to evangelize somebody, you know, since Christ died to pay for the sins of people, you have to interrupt their lives, and you have to take a chance of maybe insulting them, because you have to say, "Hey, you know, you're a sinner." And probably they are thinking, "My life isn't all that it could be." And they might just need that time of inspiration. And then you have the way to help them, just like Sarah had the way to help me by saying you could have the date, you have Jesus that will take care of the person's sin. And I think that's pretty cool.
How about any other lessons?
Another lesson, the first poem that I wrote, you know, when I told the reindeer said that I would never die, but I should lose the weight anyway, because, you know, my life could be less than it is. And you know, again, going back to Christianity, the Bible says that you live forever if you're a Christian. But, you know, at one point you're going to die physically. But, you know, until that point when you die physically, if you treat yourself well, physically, you'll be able to do more stuff. And your life will be better.
Mm-hmm. So what would you recommend for people who have either, say, a spiritual problem or a weight problem?
Well, weight problem, I've already recommended a lot of things. I mean, there are a lot of different diets. The diet that I did was, eliminating the starches and the sweets without eliminating the good stuff like the fruits and the vegetables and the meat and the sardines and the fruit juices and honey and the eucalyptus oil and also the exercise. Exercise is real important. You went on a bike trip with me to Martha's
several
Vineyard. Yes,
bike trips with you.
but this past June was shortly before I was going to have that weigh-in, and so what did I do in the morning before breakfast?
Did you swim?
No, I did swim, but I got on my bike and I rode 13 miles before I jumped in the ocean. And I rode another
that's right.
13
Right.
miles back. And then the next day, in fact, you and Rachel joined me. And again, we rode probably 12 miles and swam in the ocean and came. I swam in the ocean. I don't think you did. Anyway, you have leisure time. And if you do fun stuff and athletic stuff in your leisure time, that helps as well. In fact, I run a ski club, and in the beginning of the weight loss bed, I would ski twice a week. And that's pretty cool. In fact, I offer...
So how long did it take you from the time you decided that you were going to lose weight till the point at which you weighed in? Was that 2, 3, 4 months?
Little over 6 months. And I lost about 60 pounds. I've lost another 5 pounds after that, so I've lost 65 pounds.
So you lost about 10 pounds a month?
I guess so, yeah. But, there were times that I'd lose maybe 20 pounds in a month, and then another time I'd lose 5, and then another time 15. It wasn't all regular. You'd hit these plateaus that were very frustrating, but then after a while you'd break through the plateau, and then you'd lose weight fast again.
So, actually, we are out of time, but if people want to learn about you and your bike trips or the work that you do with youth, how would they be able to reach you?
Well, they could go to nellsbells.com. That's 1 L in Nels, 2 in Bells. And in fact, I got a trip coming up skiing if I get enough people to want to do it. If anybody's interested in that, they can get in touch with me from the website. And you can get in touch with me from the website if you'd like me to write you a poem.
Oh, what a treat. You seem to really enjoy poems.
Yeah.
So
Comes down from my grandmother.
Oh. Well, thank you so much, Nels, for sharing. And will you be Santa Claus this year other than here at the show?
Oh, probably a couple of times. I'm skiing. I mean, the first day that I ski, I'll be Santa Claus.
Oh, you're going to, oh, really?
Yeah, it's so fun skiing when everybody knows who you are, even though, yeah.
And they say hello. It's a nice way to break through. All right, thanks, Nels, and thank you for watching. I'm Esther Mills.